Well, y'all are good. Jumping at the work session.
Yeah.
I thought kind of go backwards, in the work session, on the agenda items. It's just a little easier to, I guess, explain briefly each. The hardship request consideration, we've got two of them. That should be the last page in your packet that was printed. Neither one of them meet the criteria. So historically, the board has not approved those. So you have two of them. As far as the job descriptions, you have each of the job descriptions in your packet. I did try to send them relatively early last week. Those are a result of the questionnaires and interviews that Condrey uh, performed with our current employees. So what you have is their final version pending y'all's approval for each of the job descriptions. What I will say is for the positions that currently have job descriptions approved by the board, these are very, very similar. There is some wording regarding training that has changed. A lot of that has to do with changes from the fire college versus trying to make the standard higher. But other than that, I personally, I think the job descriptions are sound. I think they do a good job. Yeah, yeah.
And everybody mixed them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I read every word of
I
it.
heard
Make sure I didn't see anything that was out.
Now, I will say too, on the, some of the training where it talks about baccalaureate level, not necessarily saying you have to have a bachelor's degree, but you have training that would meet that same level. So you take a firefighter paramedic, I mean, add all their training together, it's going to equate to the same amount of time. So anyway,
So there's no degree requirement for each child?
there should be. It's the same level, baccalaureate. Should be the first one.
Well, this is fire chief.
I know, I'm looking at it, but I don't see.
Well, mentioned.
Yeah, I don't see degree requirement.
Knowledge and level of competency commonly associated with completion of a baccalaureate degree in a course of similarly related to the occupation.
What bullet is that?
It's the first one.
First bullet under minimum qualifications.
Oh, okay. Usually I look for minimum education requirements and minimum.
Experience.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Let them know.
You don't have anything? It was pretty clear, I mean, it was pretty detailed.
It was extremely detailed.
And they're easier to read than the other ones that have been approved by the board. Previously, Walker, I think, remembers that
Oh.
print being about size 6. So,
One that he was hired, when we hired him,
yeah,
it was unreal.
Yeah.
You almost had to have a magnifying glass to read it. It was all on one page and it was.
it was fine.
Sit in silence.
The SCBA surplus. So we've received the 45 new air packs. The only thing we're waiting on is 3 masks. We did fit testing. So we had to swap 3 of the medium masks for large masks. But other than that, everything has been received. It's already inventoried and in service. So the new packs are on the trucks. With that, we have the old ones that, my current plan is to keep about 10 of them, 10 spare cylinders, and those will be training packs from this day forward. So they're not going to be used in live fire scenarios. So there's nothing wrong with keeping them. So that way, when we do training, we keep trucks in service, stuff like that. But that still leaves 30 frames and 60 cylinders at least, with what to do. So my recommendation would be find a department that has a habiter packs Cause these packs are currently still compliant. So, you know, find Plainview in Lee County is an example. There may be some in Macon or Bullitt County who could benefit from, I say, the donation. My opinion, I wouldn't try to make any money off the packs. I think that's more trouble than it's worth, honestly. But if the board wanted to sell them instead of donate, I would suggest selling for a very minimal cost. But that, I can't do anything with them without y'all's consent. So, kind of whatever y'all want to do there. I did talk to EEP and they are aware of some departments that would benefit from them. So,
How old are
they were manufactured in 2012. So, the cylinders are on their last hydro. And the only thing, the packs that we were surplusing would need to be flow tested by whatever department that would be. That would be on them. So,
Man, that's how he's got, Louis got. No.
so, as far as billing procedures, the late fees, currently we don't issue a late fee, but with some of the changes, trying to push people, hey, let's make sure you pay your bill on time, kind of stuff. I believe that's something we should look at. Now, I would, at the earliest, I would suggest implementing would be October 1. I think a better implementation date, the October 1 of 27. Especially if we're gonna make this shift to an annual type billing versus a monthly, as far as sending bills out and everything. I think if that were approved, push that to October 1 of 27. I looked at Beulah and what they do. They do $10 or 10% on a balance of greater than 100. Same thing East Alabama does. So that's my recommendation to y'all. A late fee of $10 or 10% over 100. If the balance is not paid by September 30th of each year. So it would be an annual late fee, not a monthly. So with the city and county owned buildings,
Why you recommend we wait until October 27th? Because we're already in this year,
Yep.
October 26th.
yes, sir. And if we're trying to make that transition from monthly billing to more of an annual type, then I believe wait until later that. If we're going to implement new fees October 1 of this year, let's give them a year to kind of get used to that. But I guess what I'm looking for with the late fee is having the conversation, having an idea, then being able to publish and explain to people, this would be coming, but we're giving you ample time to get your account current. Because we do have people that owe a significant amount of money. So, and it's a thought. Honestly, from our perspective as it sits right now, it's a heck of a lot more work on us to impose a late fee. But, again, I'm trying to, I guess, think of ways to help reinforce the need to pay the bill, keep it current, that kind of stuff. So,
My initial thought is to implement both at the same time, the rate increase and the late fee. That way, it's not each year we're changing things up on.
correct. Well, I think as far as the October 1, 2027 would be, the balance is not, we implement the new fee structure, the new ratings, October 1 of 26.
Mhm.
We give people a year to pay that balance off.
Well, we notify them at that point also that it's coming.
We can
following year.
we can put it on our bill. We can, especially with this portal, that's in the chief's report, it's not on the agenda, but we have signed an agreement with Black Mountain to implement a BMS paid portal. It is a much more user-friendly online customer portal. Comes with an automated phone line for them to call and pay their bills so that the ladies in the billing office don't have to stop every 2 or 3 minutes and take a payment over the phone. That payment portal has a live link to our accounting system, to the Black Mountain billing system. So it will be a much more accurate representation of a customer's balance, what they owe. You know, they'll be able to go in and see payment history, bill history, all that kind of stuff from that web. It will be a much more customer friendly system. That
We're not gonna give them a full year to do a one-time payment, right? I mean, if it starts in October, we expect either them to pay monthly or do an annual payment at that time.
again, that's up to y'all. If we want to, in my head, but at the end of the day, it's what y'all want. We bill annually. That's what we do now. It's $192 a year. We allow them to pay monthly. So not necessarily changing that approach. We would just be changing the frequency that bills are sent. Because the
We spend
monthly,
a bunch of money on mailing out bills.
Right.
No,
Once-
bills
once
will be
a
sent
quarter.
once a quarter, once a year.
I believe at the beginning of the year and then at the midpoint is what I think. You know, now if y'all would like to do quarterly, it has been explained to us on the mailing side. It doesn't matter if we do monthly or quarterly or once a year, the price is the same. I think that's ridiculous. How you charge the same to bill or to print and mail the bill once versus the same to print and mail it 12 times
Well, yeah.
doesn't make sense to me. That's what I see.
They charge you by the number of times they mail it, or they just charge you an annual fee and forget it?
So as of right now, it's how many they print and we're charged per print, per logo. Like there's a lot of factors that go into the structure of how they charge it. But what they are stating is basically like, well, if you want to mail it out 12 times a year, this is the rate you're going to get. They're not going to change that rate if we say we want to go to a year or we want to go to a quarterly. They're
We
gonna
just wouldn't pay that
continue
rate.
to charge.
We just wouldn't pay that rate.
Right.
Okay.
We would just have,
Now things.
You
we
would
would
pay
just have that.
4
A
times or
quarterly bill,
twice.
we would have that as,
But,
but the price would still be,
but on,
It's still got the postage, but they're not gonna put the postage.
they include the postage in our monthly statement, that's the price, what they charge us for the postage.
it comes out,
It's a pass through cost because if the post office goes up and down, then you're gonna see your bill going down.
right,
So we're talking the same thing on two different sides.
yeah,
Thesis did it that way. The postage was you shall reimburse. It's not, it is 47%. It's a you shall reimburse this cost. And we got reimbursed for whatever. In fact, we got reimbursed for pay. We charge so many cents a sheet.
so that, and that's what
sheet. Pay.
it would be for easy. You know, $10,000, 5,000 each mailing versus 60,000. That's the way I'm looking at it. Is
And they,
right now we're paying $60,000 a year to mail the bills
Right.
monthly. The other thing with this portal is it allows us to do digital invoicing. So-
You can email
We can do
We can
email, we
email,
can do
text.
text.
them.
There's all kinds of ways we can communicate with customers.
You can send that monthly, so it's always in front.
Good. And if they want to enroll in paperless billing, we could email them monthly. But if they want a paper statement, you know, they're gonna get it twice a year.
Yeah.
At what point does the late fee start? After their first billing?
My opinion would be to apply it if a payment is not made, if your account is not current as of September 30th. That late fee is assigned October 1, so when that bill goes
That's the
out,
end of our physical year.
correct. When that bill goes out, beginning of the fiscal year in October, that's where that late fee would be reflected.
So if they wait the whole year from September 30th,
Pay
they
their
can pay the 192 in September, or if it goes October, it's 192 plus 2%. Do you think we're gonna lose revenue monthly if everybody waits till the end of the year to?
I think if we allow them to continue paying monthly, I don't think so. I think we may see a shift where, kind of like the county commission checks, historically, we've gotten a decent check in December, the big one came in January, that hadn't been the case this year so far. But it's still around the December, January mark. I think we may see a shift to early in the year, we're real heavy on income. And maybe the last quarter,
Yeah.
we're heavy on income, right after that reminder more or less goes out.
Right.
So I guess it's kind of like expenses, some of the expenses we pay early in the year. So on the month to month budget, we're showing zero. Yeah, for that
Yeah.
particular item, but it was all paid on the front end or it's all paid on the back of the fiscal year. So we may see a shift.
Bill, will they let you bypass zero balance account?
But do I-
Will they let you bypass zero balance account? So the guy sends you your $196.
Like if I pay the first,
Yeah.
first bill,
It doesn't-
I don't need to get the other
Yeah,
bill.
No, it won't send you, yeah,
It won't.
right, it won't send
It
you.
will only send you a bill if you have
Yeah, you
balance
have-
greater than zero.
It'll send it if you have a balance of 4 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, we had a minimum that was set by a client, one company wide, we had hundreds of actual fines that we were a third party, just like we thought like that, whatever, so it was set by Capital One. Chase set different thresholds, but there was a threshold that you didn't send a statement for $1.
Right.
But I'm gonna say it. Okay.
So what y'all want to do? How you want it? How you want it?
Well, this is just discussion, as far as, are you asking for action or just
I'm
discussion?
saying, hey, what do we want?
Okay,
Let's say probably in paper running.
as far as that, I'm not looking for a decision today about the frequency. I just wanted to put that out.
I kind of like thinking quarterly right now, just keep it on their minds. They're gonna forget, if you give them one, they don't pay it, they're gonna forget until they get the next one 6 months later.
Well, in quarterly, you're still looking at what, 20,000 as opposed to 60. So you're still,
Still save
the
money.
goal is just to save a substantial amount, and we'd be saving 40. So. With the billing procedures, so historically, city and county owned buildings have not been billed. However, places like Smith's Water, Alabama Power, the churches, nonprofits, they're being billed. There's nothing in our current billing resolution that exempts other government entities from paying the fire fee. I have been unable to locate anything in state law that exempts government organizations from paying fees from fire, water, and sewer districts. However, this is, if we begin billing these types of organizations, it would be a change in our practice. So before I made that type of change, I wanted the board's opinion. My opinion on the billing to the city and county owned buildings. The city of Smith Station has begun giving us $5,000 a year. My thought is if the bill to the city remains less than 5,000, then the donation exceeds, or the line in their budget exceeds what they would have paid us for the fire fee. So we don't bill. Same thing with county commission owned buildings. So the county commission gives us some money each year through the Lee County Firefighters Association. It fluctuates based on the appropriation from the county commission. To my knowledge, we don't have, if we have any Lee County Commission owned buildings, it would be one, maybe two.
Yeah. What about the educational school system?
They're owned and operated by the Lee County Board of Education.
So are they exempt currently?
I would say no.
They are
They're,
now. They
well,
won't,
no, they're not exempt.
they're not exempt.
Nothing in our resolution
Right.
exempts.
We've just never built.
Historically, we have not built.
Okay.
We've
Treated them as exempt, but they haven't been.
their accounts were never created for those facilities. Again, I have talked to Beulah and East Alabama being the closest districts. They build their schools.
Do they do their municipal and county government buildings?
If they pay for up there, they have water attached to it. So if you get water, you're paying higher fee. We don't have water, so it's a little different. So, you know,
The city owns the tag office. You might understand the deed to it and then they lease it.
the city is the property. So, you know, as far as the schools, my suggestion to the board would be, let's build schools, but that would keep us compliant with our current resolution. And the other thing to me, like Leslie and I had some conversations today. A lot of this stuff comes down to what can we support, what can we defend, what can we verify? You know, what can we show the public? If the public walks in here today and says, hey, why aren't you're charging this one over here, why aren't you charging this one over here? And to me, the city's a good example. The government center, the bill for that's well under $1,000 or $5,000 a year. They're giving their donations.
The only thing with the school thinking is, me as a taxpayer, I'm already paying for the school. You know what I mean? I'm funding that school already because I live in Lee County.
Right,
Whether I got a kid that goes there or not.
correct.
So aren't we double taxation? I mean, they're already paying fire fee and on their property taxes and
The schools don't pay the Lee County fire fee.
they don't pay that.
And we do have quite a few calls to the school.
Oh,
Not just that,
Sure.
you know, the PR events, you know, all that other stuff that comes along with having schools. You know, so, but they are exempt from the Lee County fire fee.
Yeah.
So
Would there be a separate tier or would we actually get square footage like we do on?
I would treat them no different. Now, what I would say, they would. You don't want to lie to you. They would fall in non-residential non. Cause it specifically calls out, these are any and all real property used for non-residential, nonprofit, including but not limited to religious, research, scientific, or educational. So,
Don't we cover all? When
it's not being considered.
they go.
So. They would fall on that non here. Based on square footage, just like everybody else. So the tiers already existing.
And so it would be all except Wakuchi. Evidently.
Yes. All the Smith schools except for one. So,
They're gonna argue hard. But, you know, it is what it is.
well, I mean,
I don't have a problem
that's
with
where I go back to what can we defend and support? Our current resolution exempts no one.
Yeah.
You know, our current resolution already identifies educational occupancy, so, you know, in a roundabout way, us coming to y'all for input on this, we don't have to.
Sure.
You know, but because it's such a significant change, I think that's the much safer option, coming to the board and getting y'all's input before we just created those accounts. So, They can,
I think if we want to continue moving forward, especially with buildings that need to be replaced in the long run and all, if we don't do those things, we'll never hit where we need to. And we're protecting those.
So it's customary for Beauregard and, Beulah, in East Alabama, they're currently building the school system. Okay. And they're not getting a lot of pushback, yes.
Well, it's on their water bill.
So that's one of
Makes it a lot easier.
You know what I'm saying? They're just paying their water bill.
it's like they're almost 18-19% fire fee increase in the
Yeah.
last 3 years.
Yeah.
It's hidden in their water bill,
Yeah.
so people don't
So
budget.
they don't complain.
No,
Yeah.
they think the water bill.
Yeah, they just cuss the
They
word.
blame it on the water company.
His water cut off.
Yeah, they blame it on water.
Right.
You know,
You need to get on board with that.
Believe me, that was tried.
That would be a good ticket.
It was tried.
so, yeah.
I say we can push for that. I'd have a conversation with the school first. Just let them know it's coming.
I'll be glad to send an email. So based on some stuff that has happened in the schools this year, I have zero sympathy. So-
And I absolutely agree.
You know, I had to very sternly address some stuff about 4 months ago. Yeah, I have no sympathy. So
Did they ever get the sprinkler system fixed or anything?
they put it up, it's supposed to have gone out to bid this month. So we'll see.
I think some need to wait around.
No. But it's over $1 million repair. So that's where my lack of sympathy comes from. The failure to maintain sprinkler systems. So
Building a covered football field, but won't fix the sprinkler system.
that got brought up.
Yeah.
By somebody higher than me.
Yeah, life safety is more important.
Oh. Yeah, but
Right?
anyway, so.
Yep.
The rest of it, I mean, we can get, during the board, meeting, we got everything but the rate, so.
Is there any, when you determined the hardship, did they classify or not? Was there anything that was borderline that? Like what was it that made them not meet the criteria for?
Income. And I have even identified, like I mentioned, we have, identified a parcel the other day that we exempted for a hardship that has 3 residential units on it. That I have questions about 2 of the units. You know, you have 3 residential units on a piece of property, it's gonna affect your income. So you have 3 houses on one parcel. See how you're
Rental, are the rental?
but the way our hardship paperwork is written, we can request, and I say anything and everything to verify what we need to verify. We, bill administratively, just can't approve it. That's for the board.
Right.
But all we do is cut in your eye. Do your income levels meet the HUD requirements? Yes or no? We try not to dive off into it because unfortunately, at the end of the day, it's business. So,
No very extenuating circumstances, what you're saying.
Like medical fees or something where they may meet the income requirements, but now they got a huge medical bill that just tanked them.
we just,
We don't get in that.
we tax returns, bank statements, all that good stuff. So, because that's all HUD says. They just have to prove their income.
Mhm.
So,
Chris, you want to start some?
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for allowing us to be here tonight, God, just to come here and do the business of our city. We just ask that you will give us your wisdom as we go through the agenda and any discussions. Just give us your word and your heart. God, we just thank you for your protection of our staff and volunteers, and we just pray you continue to bless their families and keep everybody healthy. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Smith Station Fire District Board meeting to order for January 6, 2026. We're meeting here at Station 1. I appreciate everyone taking the time to be here tonight. We'll start by taking roll to make sure we have a quorum, and then we'll move to tonight's agenda.
Chairman Blankenship,
Present.
Vice Chairman Flowers,
Present.
Treasurer Guys absent, Director Cox,
Yes.
Director Harris.
Huh? So we got a quorum and consent agenda minutes from December 2nd, 2025 meeting.
I motion we approve the consent agenda.
Good.
Second.
So,
Vice Chairman Blankenship,
yes.
Chairman Flowers,
Yes.
Director Cox,
Yes.
and Director Harris.
Yes.
All right, invoices. Well, we had plenty of them.
I did want to point out on those, I know we talked at the last board meeting. We had the transport tax that we paid last month. Then the vehicle, the Tahoe is at Mission, getting new lights and stuff put in. So we went ahead and paid for that. So everything else is kind of in line. We have identified some refunds, folks that sold property, whatever. So you may see some individual names listed in there for invoices, and refunds. That's what the bulk of those are for.
Like any discussion on the invoices?
No. I make a motion to accept.
Chairman Blankenship,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Flowers,
Yes.
Director Cox,
Yes.
Director Harrison.
Yes.
All right, on to the financial report.
You have the balances, as of the 31st of December. The operating account has $463,860.82. The old operating account has $71,280.18. The old Wells Fargo, $31,738.23. Firefighter fund, $35,954.12. 3-month CD, $185,730.12. First 6-month CD, $187,680.28. The other 6-month CD, $97,514 even. And then the money market account, $252,226.94. Did want to mention to y'all as well, on the revenue sources, like I said during the work session, we still have not received the large county check. So looking at the operating account balance, we're not as low as we were this time last year. But we may reach that point this month. But we should be getting a county check sometime in January, and it
There
should be,
there should be one coming.
yes, sir. It should be a pretty
Pretty
good check.
substantial.
When does the city Smith Station money come in?
October, or first thing this year, this fiscal year.
Should we be concerned at all that money market account's over $250,000 if it's not FDIC insured? Road debt?
I hadn't thought about it, to be honest, but I can email Jared and find out.
Like, is it that the limit almost?
I believe it's $250 per account.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know.
I'll reach out to
That
Jared
was just a
tomorrow.
question I had.
Yeah,
It's not FDIC.
Well, the FDIC insures up to $250 on most accounts. Anything over that, it's not insured.
Well, what does that mean with the operating account then?
No, the money market.
Money market, okay. Just making sure I understand what you're saying.
well, the same would apply to the money market.
Sure, yeah.
So I will,
That's no thing, it's sometimes different.
well, and if nothing else, asking him that question and getting a reply in writing is nothing more than a safety net.
Yeah.
I will say this, Synovus is oh man, drawing a blank, safe account,
Yeah,
through the state.
okay.
So the state has a small list of banks where we are allowed to put our money.
Okay.
Synovus is on that list. So
Does their merger with Pinnacle affect that any or?
I have not seen anything that takes Synovus off of that list. But I'll email Jared and then I'll verify that list.
Yeah.
Would that mean if we needed to, we can just split it into money markets?
Accountants, say institution, not that. Account.
Any other discussion on the financial report?
Make a motion, we accept.
Yes.
I'm thinking about
Vice Chairman Blankenship.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chairman Blankenship.
Yeah.
Vice Chairman Flowers,
Yes.
Director Cox,
Yes.
Director Harris.
Yes.
And Chief, I do like this running total on the balances for the year.
Can see it, right?
Yeah, kind of. Let's see, we're in better shape January 2026 than we were in January 2025.
Exactly.
Now that we've had it for a few months.
Yeah.
And I've gotten used to the updates to it and everything. I agree with you. I like the picture it paints.
Yeah.
As I was looking at our revenue stuff, balance going down, I was like, well, we're higher than January last year.
Right.
So
That, I was the same way. I was looking at it and I even told her, I was like, you gotta start watching something. Like, we gotta figure something out. And then I saw, oh, we're $100,000 over where we were this time last year. We're good. So,
All right, chief report.
y'all have a copy of the report. So I apologize. I didn't get the heat map in
that one was good.
in this month's packet. But last month was a relatively busy month for us. We did 301 calls for service in December. So with that, 207 of those are EMS calls. So transported 101 patients to hospital. So that's a little higher than average. But as far as out of shoot times, response times, those are staying very consistent now. So I did look and for all of 2025, we ran 3,196 calls. Our ambulance transported 38.8% of the time that they responded to a call. So, knocking on a 40% transport rate as the secondary transport service. So that's in my opinion, that's a very high transport percentage that we have, given we're not the contracted primary service for this area.
Yeah.
So I do plan to have a more detailed annual report completed by the end of the month. As soon as I get that done, I'll send that to y'all before we share social media and everything. So, as far as the fire fee rates, most of that is the same. You'll see where I underlined some stuff in that on that first page of the chief's report. I was verifying some stuff this afternoon and realized my Excel equations had the wrong reference. I had missed some calculations. Was double checking my numbers this evening and found where I had made an error. So fortunately, we're still very much in the discussion phase of this. But I know at the last meeting, y'all asked for looking at kind of a flat 205 number on the annual. After fixing my equation errors in Excel, going back and looking, that 205 is I believe I said it's a 6.77% increase over our current billing number, which is less than CPI and significantly less than the average. So that proposed 12.05 is the difference between the average, there's the middle of the average and the CPI. So that's where that 12.05% proposed increase is coming from. I tried very, very hard to make those numbers end in zero, and that is very frustrating. So anyway, that's again how I wound back at that 12.05 percent proposed increase. So the you do have a table, so no, Vice Chairman Flowers likes graphs and tables and pictures, so, but as you can see in that table, even with that proposed, we're well below the average, we're well below increases from neighboring districts at that 12.05%. Other things we talked about during the work session, so I still think we may need to consider at some point, some looking at additional structures, barns, types, ancillary use, I guess would be the best way to describe that. The late fee, we discussed during the work session. So we still have a little bit of time. I would like to have a decision made no later than the March meeting. So we still got a little bit of time to discuss or do whatever the board desires there. Like I told you, we did sign an agreement with Black Mountain for the DMS pay portal. You have a little bit more information in the future report about it. So I think this is going to be a very positive thing for our customers. The 111, we have been having some transmission issues out of it. We got some quotes for repairs on the transmission. So you have those in front of you. My recommendation would be to hold off on the repairs, given the close delivery date of the Tahoe. The F-150 would revert back to the fire staff during the day. It is mechanically sound. 2015 Tahoe we haven't had any mechanical problems out of it. So we have vehicles for our people to use. It doesn't affect our response. So my recommendation would be to surplus the Dodge, especially with plans to potentially replace the staff response vehicle next year in next year's budget. Talk about the billing for city and county owned buildings, and then the surplus designation for the old SCBA's job descriptions and all the ships. And then y'all have kind of a breakdown on our call volume, more detailed breakdown. That's all I got, unless y'all got questions.
Little bit. Fire rate. That's most of it during the work session.
Yeah, I do have the spreadsheet pulled up on my computer. If there's some other percentages that y'all want to discuss, on potential rates or anything like that, as far as the increase, I think the biggest thing to remember, the law says it's reasonable. I can't find a definition for reasonable.
You're not gonna do it.
But everybody I've talked to, CPI has been,
Baseline.
a very good reference for your baseline. So I think, I don't think going as high, East Alabama's increase there is 19.3%. I think that's too high. I think 15's pushing it. My opinion, the 12.05, I believe that's a good middle ground. And it's $1.93 a month for our residents.
Yeah, it's what, 20 something bucks.
$23.14 a day. So, You know,
We could make it 215 and
that's it. I mean, I'll say if you put it 215, I will sit here and tinker with it.
Please.
I call it.
no, I mean, I'm just saying,
The issue I was running into as well is I could make one end in zero,
right,
but all the subsequent ones
right,
would be off. And finally, I just reached a point. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
If this one's gonna be zero and all the rest of them are gonna be off,
right.
I'm no longer worried. So, I don't know, but that's my opinion.
I see where you're coming from. Anybody got anything else on the fire fee rate or anything? Okay.
Is there anything else that y'all, I guess, do you think we could vote on this in February? I guess would be my question to y'all. Is there anything else we need to look at or data y'all need?
So that we can go ahead and go out to the public and say
That's-
how rate increase is gonna come October 1st. And
That's the whole goal.
yeah,
That-
that gives them plenty of time to, know and have everybody. know.
If it's approved in the February meeting, realistically, they've got 8 months to.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's why I'm a little pushy
Sure.
about the timeline. Cause I have talked to Commissioner Drury. He's wanting to do another town hall meeting spring, early summer. I've already told him like, hey, one of those, I want to come speak. I want to announce that this is coming. I want feedback from people. I know people are going to be upset that we're increasing the rate. Understand that.
But also we can show them our run schedule, how our response time is increased, how you know what I'm saying?
Why don't we approve it tonight?
Sorry.
Why don't we approve it tonight?
That,
I'm fine. Nothing's gonna change between tonight and February for me.
I think that's my question to y'all. I'm in my opinion, it doesn't have to be approved tonight. If y'all are ready to approve it, that's up to y'all. If the 12.05% increase is approved, it is roughly a $242,000 annual increase to our budget. That may sound like a lot. Looking at call volume, we have a 12-hour part-time position. At some point in time in the next year or two, I'm going to come to y'all and go, hey, we need at least one more 24-hour slot. If not, a 24-hour slot and a 12-hour part-time slot. We had a structure fire into December. And fortunately, it was Jeff and Angel in the ambulance, and Jeff has his firefighting certification. But there may only be times where 2 o'clock in the morning, it's the full-time guys and myself. And that's, from a safety standpoint, doesn't make sense. So, anyway, I wanted to throw that out there as well.
And like I told you earlier, y'all responded to, the lonely residents in Silver Terrace, I believe, off of 240 this evening. And, so he called me today on the way over here and told me, he said they were very professional in their response. Help them, so just passing that along.
I think it's Summer Terrace.
Summer Terrace.
I think that's what it is, 240.
Maybe.
The last thing I would say on the rate increase, whatever y'all agree to increase the rate by, I would look at in September coming back to y'all. And that's when we would officially amend our fire fee resolution with the updated rates. One, so that there is a vote on, this is what the rate will be. But then 2, we don't have conflicting documents that exist saying this is a current rate that we're using, this is what we're going to, and the public potentially being confused on what our needs
So
are.
we need to make the motion that the rate of 12.05% be approved and enacted in September, October 2026.
And then in September, I would bring an recommended amendment to 24-13 on the fire fee resolution with those updated rates.
Well, let me make the motion. I'll make a motion that we approve the proposed rate fee increase to 12.05% and have it enacted October 1st, 2026.
Got a second?
A second.
Chairman Blankenship,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Flowers,
Yes.
Director Croft,
Yes.
and Director Harrison.
Yes.
On the new business, we heard about 111's transmission. Sure guys' thoughts on that? Repair it, sell it, repair it, keep it?
Oh, is that one of the trucks that we're gonna be getting rid of in surplus because of the new trucks that are vehicles that's coming in?
It's the only one we didn't serve, we haven't already designated. So several months ago, we designated an Expedition, a Tahoe, and a F-350 sitting out here. I have been slow to surplus them until we had the new vehicle here and things were kind of where they should be. But the Dodge is the only one that was not designated surplus.
Do we still need the Dodge?
Once the Tahoe gets here, in my opinion, I don't think we need it. It's not for how these guys are responding during the day. It is not the ideal.
What's this used for? What do we?
They were using it during the day.
Or
To respond to calls, go to stations, check trucks off,
Mhm.
things like that.
but they're no longer gonna be using it when new vehicles come.
No, sir. No,
It'll just be a kind of a secondary, a run truck.
it'd be if somebody, like today, we sent somebody to Columbus to go pick up t-shirt.
So
They
will
weren't
it,
cool.
will it continue to service and work if we don't replace the transmission at this point?
If we don't replace the transmission, we would not use it as a response vehicle. So
You would not be able to use it as just a run or errand runner vehicle?
we would use a different vehicle probably, so that we don't,
Well, if a call comes in, or whatever.
they wouldn't respond to us. So,
So what I'm hearing is we probably need to repair it, replace it.
The problem I see is the value on the other end as far as what,
We get our
when
money
it's
back.
fixed, what it's worth. And I think
We got 3 quotes on current quotes. Police tire services was $6,850. McFarley was $8,815.09. And Tiger Tire and Auto was $8,188.39.
Why don't we go with the low bid?
Repair the transmission for $6,850 and then sell it.
Good. Not, not for you.
if we're gonna sell it, I'm okay with that. I think the better
How many miles was that?
company to work on it would be McCarthy.
Enough.
That's the highest.
But I know McCarthy's.
McCarthy's has been around for, but
Yeah,
if it was my personal,
Well, they put a warranty on it too,
right, well,
but it depends on what we're gonna do with it.
right, that's my thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna sell it,
Yeah,
that's the biggest part of the plan.
yeah.
Just go with the low bid.
Go with a low bid, but if we were going, if
And
it
they're
were
probably
mine,
gonna put some warranty on
I
it
would
too.
do it.
I would imagine.
if I was keeping.
I would imagine low bid was talked
Oh,
about.
yeah, 3-year warranty on the transmission.
yeah,
Yeah, so I would make a motion that we replace the transmission and, go with the low bid.
One bid and then sell the vehicle.
If that's what we need to do.
we can have a motion to repair it. And then decide
And then decide
At a later time.
what you want to do with it, if y'all want to do that. We don't have to make both decisions.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Second motion.
Chairman Blankenship,
Yeah.
Vice Chairman Flowers,
Yes.
Director Croft,
Yes.
Director Harrison.
All right, billing procedures, billing city and county owned buildings. Guess we talked about the city.
I don't know if this necessarily needs a motion action from the board.
Right,
Um,
just kind of,
because it's already, identified in a tier. You know, I think this primarily, like I said earlier, placing this on the agenda is mainly to determine if there is a significant reason why they should be exempt versus why we should build them. You know, unless there's a reason to exempt them, I don't believe there's any action that needs to be taken from the board.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it would just align with our current billing resolution.
There's no reason to exempt.
No action to take. Is that
Late fees. We discussed in the work session. What, $10 or 10%? If it's over $100. I think that's fair.
To go into effect.
October 1st, 2027.
that would be my recommendation. That would give, you know, we go to the new rate, give people a year to pay their balance, and then come October 1, 2027, you implement whatever late fee y'all will leave.
I got any discussion on
No discussion. I make a motion to approve.
I second.
Chairman Blankenship,
it? Yes.
Vice Chairman Flavers, Director Cox,
Yes.
and Director Harris.
Yes.
I was fixing to ask I don't know what was fixing to come after that. It's interesting.
Hey, it's been one of them days. I'm not
Yeah,
getting
in fact,
She just stopped.
All right, surplus property designation with the air paddocks and everything. We discussed keeping 10 for training purposes.
Donating the rest to the department.
Right.
I think that's the.
Make a motion, we donate it to the department in need.
Yeah.
So, just for my clarification, understanding, donate, not sell.
Yes,
Okay.
you make the motion.
Is there any kind of tax benefit or anything on that, or is it just a, hey,
So for us,
the same part together, here you go?
that's basically how it works. There would be a property exchange form, more or less. Hey, we're giving you these 5
Right.
serial number, these 10 bottles, serial numbers. And they sign it, we sign
Like
it.
to a smaller department that may not have any, or somebody that needs 5 for training or something. Like you said, with us, we don't have to take anything out of service while we're training.
Now, my first call, I'm gonna call Plainview tomorrow and go, hey, my board just designated these packs of surplus. You need them because they're in the county. They're gonna be my first.
They are in Lee County. Where is Plain?
Between, it's on the northeast side of Opelika, 431.
Like Waverly, Auburn, Waverly, kind
Well, it's,
I thought it was
you got Farmville to the north of
Yeah,
Auburn
yeah.
and Beulah up here. Plainview is between the two.
And they're still in Lee County.
All right.
I second that motion.
Chairman Blankenship,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Flowers,
Yes.
Director Cox,
Yes.
and Director Harris.
All right,
You can
job,
say our last names if you want to. Get the title.
I guess I'm like back 3, 4 years ago where I'm like, Vice Chairman Blankenship, and I'm.
all right, job descriptions. Everybody have a chance to look over these
Very good.
that we had the third party come up with?
Yes. And make a motion, we approve the job descriptions as written.
Second the motion.
Chairman Blankenship.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Flowers,
Yes.
Director Cox,
Yes.
Director Harris.
On that last page, hardship request, and says they did not meet the criteria for the hardship. Discussion, comments? Got a motion?
Make a motion, we deny the hardship request based on them not meeting the requirements.
Second.
Chairman Blankenship,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Flowers,
Yes.
Director Cox,
Yes.
Director Harris.
Yes.
We have any public comments?
Anything to say, Randy?
Meeting is adjourned.
Good job.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Approved.
Seconded.
I did.
You're good.
And thank y'all again for the Christmas invite party.
Absolutely.
That was very nice.
I'm sorry they were late.
You done?
Yep.
Cheers. This needs to be on my folder, huh?
You can blame, yes. And they already have hole punches.
See that? That's how I know it needs to be on my folder.
There you go. Yeah, y'all can blame the whole acid spill it. Yes, for the late Christmas. Had like an acid spill and messed up a bunch of packaging and trains. We got a whole for a truck. And so
Make that happen.
we had to get those sent to us. Then we had to take them to get them embroidered, sew it in. That's how half of, I forgot one of my dad's Christmas presents, like put it up, forgot about it, forgot one of my
Yeah.